Kia ora koutou. Thank you for inviting me to your conference. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jason Wilson. I'm the Deputy Director General of TUR Rākau, the New Zealand Forest Service. Before I go on, I'd like to recognise that it's been a challenging year for many in the sector, with COVID lockdowns, disrupted supply chains and challenging markets, but the opportunity to meet today is an important one. Throughout those challenges, MPI and TUR Rākau, the New Zealand Forest Service, has been working with the sector in these challenging times, and we look forward to doing that as we go forward. I'd like to talk to you about a new era for forestry. Over the last 100 years, New Zealand has become world champions at growing logs, and to the point we're now the world's largest log exporter. It was done for a variety of reasons that we planted these forests 100 years ago. This was done to support and protect our natural environment and to stop the use of Indigenous forestry for timber in this country. It was also done to create jobs, and we've been very successful in that, and as I said before, getting to being one of the largest wood products producers in the world and the world's largest log exporter. The decisions and stewardship that was undertaken 100 years ago has put us in this position, and now we have to think about what the next 100 years brings us. Times have changed, we have new issues and new challenges, but it's the dawn of a new era and we're at a crucial point in that time. The government has made climate change a major policy priority, first declaring a climate emergency for the country at the end of 2020, and by making a commitment to being a carbon neutral government by 2025. The Climate Change Commission report in May this year stated forestry is the only option available now for removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere at scale and provide a carbon sink long term. The role for forestry cannot be clearer. In the short term, it's about sequestration, and in the medium to long term, it's about the benefits that forest products can provide in substituting for higher emitting products. That means our sector needs to pivot, it needs to transform, but it gives us the base to meet our climate change commitments. It will include implementing different forestry regimes using different species of wood. An example is the Northland-based totara pilot, which is undertaking feasibility studies for growing and harvesting totara in Northland. This is for commercial reasons, not environmental reasons, but the gains will be both economic and environmental. Transformation also involves different uses for wood and wood products. The right investment, research and innovation will enable New Zealand to become a world leader in using our forestry resources to produce high-tech, high-value products. Initiatives underway such as the Industry Transformation Plan and the Fit for Better World Roadmap provide the framework to create new bioenergy solutions, to increase woody biomass supply and create the supply that will replace high-emitting fuels like coal, and also create new industries and new jobs based on woody biomass. TUR Rākau, the New Zealand Forest Service, is funding research and innovation products across the country and in regions. These products include the work being undertaken by the New Zealand Dryland Forest Initiatives on genetic improvements to eucalypt species, research by Scion on accelerating primary production in native trees in their nurseries, and Landcare's research investigating into removing social barriers to encouraging planting. Another really interesting project underway is Ngātahi Forest Trust work to enhance the mataranga and cultural values in restoration projects, and Hawke's Bay Regional Council's research for forestry in its region. As we pivot towards being a forest service, research will ensure the advice that we provide is evidence-based. This research and evidence is shared with our partners and stakeholders across the sector, creating jobs, supporting communities and regional economic development. It'll help us enhance the environmental value of our land and ensure New Zealand gets the opportunities, benefits and value forestry provides over the next 100 years and beyond. We recognise the need to work in collaboration with our stakeholders and industry, further understanding the issues and challenges for the forestry and wood processing sector, understanding the gaps and research and knowledge, and using evidence-based research to better provide advice and guidance to the sector. TUR Rākau, the New Zealand Forest Service's role is to provide guidance, direction and leadership, and to work with organisations such as Forest Growers Research to unlock the benefits and full potential of our forests. Through careful stewardship, we can build the social licence with our partners, the wider sector and all New Zealanders. Strengthening partnerships between industry, government, Māori, the workforce, landowners and regional councils and communities will provide clarity of direction and provide strategies to support the right social outcomes. Work to find the balance between foresters, wood processors, pastoral farmers and afforestations will help communities get the full benefit of the forestry system, including Indigenous and exotic forestries. Our business unit within MPI is now called TUR Rākau, the New Zealand Forest Service, and is undergoing change. As our name now suggests, the emphasis is on service, and that emphasis is not to be understated. We are currently working on developing the shape and scope of our strategic planning and advisory service. Strengthening and deepening what we do, the Forest Service is opening a better front door for the sector and for everybody. We're planning for it to be easier to engage with us and will be clearer as to what we can offer you. Our insights will be targeted and we'll be working with other agencies so we have a better combined reach. The future direction of TUR Rākau, the New Zealand Forest Service, is not just supporting plans or policies for more trees. It's about advising what types of trees to plant where, strengthening relationships with stakeholders, leading the development of our sector, and helping deliver the government's Fit for a Better World roadmap. Our plan is to encompass the entire primary sector because future success will require an integrated solution right across the landscape. This is a challenging and exciting time for the wood processing and forestry sector in New Zealand, which is undergoing change and will undergo more change. As I said earlier, we're at the start of a new era and a need to pivot and change to meet a new challenge. Innovation and research will play an increasingly important role to create new skills, new products, markets, and to optimise the economic and environmental potential of wood. By working together, we're ensuring the right skills, resources, service and capabilities are in place to manage our country's forestry resources. We need to be thinking about tomorrow's forests, and we can do this by working closely with groups such as Forest Growers Research. Collaboration with the sector and government, communities and businesses, and local organisations across New Zealand is essential to our work. If we do it correctly, we can be proud of what we achieve now, and when people look back in 50 to 100 years, they'll understand the hard work that was put in now to set up the industry of the future.